All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping right in. We're going to lay out a direct blueprint to help you take back control of your financial life. The goal here? To turn that feeling of financial chaos into absolute crystal clarity.
So let's kick things off with a really important question. Is your problem really a lack of money, or is it a lack of structure? I mean, think about it. What if the real reason you feel kind of lost financially has nothing to do with your salary, but everything to do with the fact that you just don't have a system? What if it's not about income, but about organization?
And this quote from good old Ben Franklin, it just hits the nail on the head. See, financial chaos, it's usually not some big dramatic explosion. Nope, it's more like a slow, silent leak. It's all those small, untracked expenses, the thousand little paper cuts that just slowly bleed your wealth away when you're not looking. Okay, so how do we plug those leaks, right? Well, you build a structure, and it all starts with this core idea called categorized allocation. It sounds a little fancy, but the concept is super simple. You're going to give every single dollar you earn a very specific job to do.
So instead of just looking at your bank account as this one big, messy pile of cash, you're going to split it up. You create 4 separate, distinct buckets. And listen, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. The source material treats it like a command. Why? Because it forces you to create a balance between what you need right now and what you want for your future.
And here they are. These are the 4 non-negotiable jobs for your money. First, obligations. Second, savings. Third, luxuries. And fourth, investment.
So let's break this down a bit. Obligations, that's your survival stuff. Rent, bills, groceries, the things you absolutely have to pay. Savings, that's for your shorter-term goals, things under a year away. Maybe a trip, a new laptop, or that all-important emergency cash. Luxuries, this is the fun stuff, but, and this is key, it's guilt-free enjoyment because you've put a firm limit on it. And finally, investment. This is the big one. This is the engine that's going to build your long-term freedom.
All right, let's move on. Because, just knowing the categories is only half the battle. The real secret sauce, the thing that changes everything, is the order you put money into them. And this next part, it's probably the single most important mindset shift you can possibly make. I mean, this quote from Warren Buffett says it all, doesn't it? The idea is you have to start treating your future self as your most important bill. Seriously, it's not just something you should do, it's a non-negotiable expense, just like your rent.
And this right here shows the huge difference in thinking. The amateur's math is income minus expenses equals whatever is left over for savings. You just hope for the best. But the professional, they flip the script. Their math is income minus savings equals what's left for expenses. See the difference? They make sure their future is taken care of first, and then they live on the rest. It seems like a tiny change, but believe me, it changes everything. Okay, so you've got the system, but how do you make sure it's actually, working? You have to destroy what the source calls financial blindness. You got to shine a light on where your money is going. And the way you do that is with a super simple, consistent feedback loop. It really just boils down to this. You can't patch the holes in your financial bucket if you don't even know where the holes are, right? Awareness is everything, and you get that awareness by tracking. It's the absolute bedrock of taking back control. So here's your new weekly ritual, the 10-minute audit. That's it, just 10 minutes a week. You sit down and you ask yourself 3 brutally honest questions. And that last one, was this expense justified? Man, that one requires some real honesty with yourself. But that's where the magic happens. That's where the change really begins. And if you're sitting there thinking, why bother tracking all the little stuff? Well, let me ask you this. That $5 coffee you grab every day, any idea what that costs you over a year? It's $1,825. Boom. That's the shocking power of those tiny expenses. That is the exact small leak that Benjamin Franklin was warning us about. So here's a fantastic little trick to fight off those impulse buys. It's called the 24-hour rule. Think of it like a circuit breaker for your wallet. For any non-essential thing you want to buy over, say, $50, you force yourself to wait a full day. What this does is it lets that initial emotional, I need this now feeling fade away. And it gives your logical brain a chance to catch up and ask, do I really need this? All right, we're at the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this might be the most powerful part of the whole blueprint. It's all about one thing, taking your own kind of unreliable human nature completely out of the equation.
Think about it. Willpower is great, but it's also fickle, right? It's a muscle that gets tired. It disappears when you're stressed or when that shiny new thing is staring you in the face. A good system, though, a system doesn't get tired. A robust, automated system doesn't rely on you feeling motivated. It just works. And that's how you guarantee success in the long run.
And this is what that engine looks like in action. You set it up once, and then you forget it. Paycheck comes in on day 0. The very next day, boom, money is automatically whisked away to your savings and investment accounts. Your bills, they get paid automatically too. What's left in your main account is what you actually have to spend. It creates this kind of effortless discipline. You're forced to live on what's left without even thinking about it. So there you have it. The blueprint is complete. The system is laid out, plain and simple. You don't need to be a financial genius to do this. All it takes is action. So really, the only question left is, are you going to execute? The only thing standing between the chaos you might be feeling now and total financial order is your decision to start.